Yeah.
Now moving on to the general pursuit of careers. So I believe that a lot of us would have felt confused about what to pursue as a career at some point of our life. And for you, Cindy, what do you think about like pursuing a job that the society wants or just pursuing one that an individual is passionate about? Like, do you think that one can exist without the other for it to be a good career?
Wow, this is a very challenging question, I'll say, because before I get into the industry, I would say that I'm pursuing a career that everybody wants, and like I'm quite interested in investment banking and also in finance, and always want to get into like MNC, multinational corporations, and yeah, I think this persistence is quite right in the sense that you have some set of target for yourself, but like after some time you realize that it's not for everybody, first of all, and you may want to look at what's your strength and weaknesses, and to decide whether this is something that fits you the best. Yes, obviously, this is a good career, and I would say that if this is, I would say it would be the best if what is needed, what you like is what you do, right? This is the best thing ever. But then, like, not exist all the time.
Yeah.
So you have to really ask yourself if those are the options that you have, like you apply for whatever you want, and then you go for your ideal path, and you want to do things that you really want. You try your best, but then if it doesn't come to you, then you look at your second priorities, and then out of all the priorities, see where is the closest to where you wanted to go, right? And I guess this is something that I tried, and then somehow you see the dotted line. So just to give you some example is when I was in investment banking, yes, this is obviously something that is an ideal job, and I really like it, and in the front office, well paying. Okay, not as what you imagine, but anyways, so I go for the career, but then after 3-4 years, and there are opportunities coming to me because I insist on what I like to do, and hence I keep serving the community and supporting the senior management in organizing such activities, and then I have a chance to go into the work that I like. Then when I have these two options, whether I stay with my past job, or I go to a new challenge, new venture, then I will balance out, like, okay, so if you stick with this old job, does it mean that it is something you like? Yes, I can do it good, I can do it well, but I can do it great. So, but then in the new career, I know that I will do it great. Yes, it may not be as well paying as what the past job is, but then because you can do it great, obviously new opportunities will arise. So when you have these two options, you weigh out which is more attractive to the other, and you know that I think doing something great and doing something that you are good at is very important, because you have confidence in it, and somehow new opportunities will arise. So I think, like, for new graduates like you all, and like science students, you keep up with the attitude that you do what you are best at, and you try whatever comes to you. You don't limit yourself to a certain extent. Oh, okay, I only do this and I only do that. I think new opportunities will arise when you do things well enough, and people will come to you. Hey, I have got new opportunities. Would you want to try this and that? It may open the doors for you that you never imagined you can immerse yourself into. And hence, I would highly recommend you to just do things that you're great at, and you may not imagine yourself will get into something that someone offered you.
Yep, I think it's true. We have various considerations considering our career path, and we have to expose ourselves to different experience, and as well as grasp every opportunity for us to grow. And this will be a right mindset in modern society. And when it comes to students facing difficulties in searching for internships or graduate jobs, I would like to ask is, do you have any tips on how we could better deal with rejections or unexpected circumstances?
Unexpected circumstances. Okay. I can tell you that my year of graduation would be the worst in the past 10 years. Maybe not a little bit more. Anyway, so I graduated in 2009, where Lehman Brothers bankrupt in 2008. I think it's November, October. So there is no investment banking job available in the market. Nothing. Like not even the people in the dean list, not even people, not even what's that called? Management consultant jobs available. So no, like the banking industry was so bad. I can tell you, it's not even investment banking. I mean, like the whole banking industry was bad back in 2008 and 9. So there's no fresh graduate can get jobs. So I would say this is like very challenging circumstance that you have mentioned. But then I would believe in you hold on, you keep searching, you just take something available for you and learn new skills, and something may come to you. I had an experience because I didn't get a grad job straight away. I took something like marketing research, and I worked from home. It was like 10 years back, okay, 2009. I worked from home for a Singaporean office. Obviously, you have to do due diligence on those organizations, because it's not available in Hong Kong, no one had even heard about it. So I did this marketing research company, marketing research for like 10 months before I get into the real job at the banking. So I believe in the Chinese saying called "ma say lok say ha." So you just do whatever available to you, and you try it. Obviously, if you are looking at like, oh, I'm so persist in or insist in investment banking, then you find new ways, right? You try your study, you go for master. Many of my classmates go for master degree, MBA, whatsoever, and and then they got a job in the investment banking industry or in the HKMA, and so some of my fellow classmates, they went for like other industry, but at the end of the day, because they are so interested in the industry, then they come back. So there's no one way for you to get somewhere. You always have you can always go back. You can always like look for new opportunities. So for new grads, obviously you have your priorities. Is that like if you are interested in ABC company, obviously you work your very best to get into ABC company. But then if ABC is not available, go for DEF. Maybe after 10 years, after 20 years, you still have a chance to go to ABC company, right? So I don't think, yes, obviously first job, many said that is very important. It set your starting line, but in case you can't really get there at the first time, you can always go into the circle and try your best to get into it. Like no matter you're talking about postgraduate study or you're talking about maybe you know someone in the network or you know the CEO at the end of the day, and then you get into the ABC company.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, I do really agree that going with the flow and just being patient with yourself is very important, especially when we encounter unexpected circumstances in our career. And okay, so lastly, what would you suggest students, especially those from science school, do if they would like to pursue a career in the banking industry?
Learn your soft skills. Many of the research students would Indeed, we hire quite a lot of science students because we like the mindset you guys have, that you guys have, and we like the way, like we look for diverse people, right? So no matter people from science school, engineering school, art school, the girl who's working with me is from what's that called? Faculty of Arts. She studied Chinese as her major. She's now working in the corporate communications. We don't only take students from business school, which is like misconception. Many of the students tell me that, oh, then you must like hire students from business school. No, we don't only take students from science school. Even if like the girl who's working for me, who study in Faculty of Arts, a graduate of Chinese Studies. But then, like at the end of the day, if she wants to, she can always move her role into investment banking, into wealth management, into asset management. I think like you don't fix yourself at the first career, right? Or I mean your first job. So there are so many opportunities as long as you are interested in, or you reach out to people. I think everything is possible. And in terms of science students, I would highly recommend you to know Excel. I think Excel is super important. I think many of the students don't have a curriculum or don't have a course in Excel, and hence when they come in as fresh grads, like I think we always have to polish your Excel skills. If you can do it in advance, I think that's much better. The second thing, can do attitude. Like many of students say, oh, because I'm not a business school student, and you know what, when you hire me, you know I'm not a business school student, so I don't know business. No, this is not the mindset, right? The mindset is when I ask you to do something, you should say that, okay, even though I don't know, but I'm willing to learn. I think this is more like the attitude that we hire than like the faculty that you're in. Like to me, no matter it's a business school student, science school student, art school student, I think you are all the same, because like you don't really know how business operates. You don't know how things work in the real scenario. Even you're from business school and you only know from theory. You don't really have like practical experience in dealing with like hedging or opening account or like credit or legal. Dealing with people, all this stuff, negotiation, liaison with clients. You don't really have the real stuff. So I have to teach everybody at the same level of standard, right? So I would say if you are interested in banking or in finance, what you want to learn, what you want to do is like really look into what that industry is about. If you are interested in investment banking. So what industry bank does? You look into like investment bank, Wikipedia, that's very simple, right? What exactly is investment banking? Why you call yourself investment bank? Are you different from commercial banking? What are you different from like retail banking? So if you are interested in a certain industry, you just don't tell us that you're interested, but that you don't know anything about it. If you're interested, you should have done research. You should know like what is the uniqueness, why is this bank different from the other bank, why you call yourself, why is this bank has been here for like 150 years, why this bank is new but then upcoming, things like that. This should like know, should have done research. The reason why we always say that passion, like we are always looking for passionate students, is because you will do the research yourself, and we don't have to ask you to. And like if you are interested, you will do whatever to reach there, and we don't have to ask you. So that's why like when you ask me, science students or art student or like business school student, I don't think there's any difference. Yes, maybe because you have picked business school as your university major, that means that you are interested in business. That's it. Yeah, or you may have some advantage because your teacher or your professor taught you what is investment banking as for. That's the only difference, I would say. I think, you may want to do some Excel. You have to make sure you have a can-do attitude. You do research into company. I do UG admission every year for HKUST for business school. And basically, we ask students, why you want to come to our business school? And they said, oh, because it's, like, if you answer me because it's famous, then I don't think it's the correct answer, right? Being in a famous school, what does it mean? Does it mean that you are like better than the others, or what? That's the only thing that you show me, but you're not showing me that you're interested in business. Yeah. So I think do more research in the industry if you're really interested. Yeah.
Certainly students should cultivate a can-do attitude and willingness to learn, and they should do more research about the company when it comes to like building their career path. And now we have questions about ethical investing. And in today's society, particularly among multinational companies, corporate social responsibility, also known as CSR, has been increasingly recognized as a way for the company to showcase its commitment to conduct business in an ethical way. And in what way do you think is CSR important, and how would this create a positive impact to the community?
Okay, so I have to, I guess we have to talk about several concepts. One, yes, CSR used to be a very, is a way for many corporates to get into the society and get to be well known in the society, and to support the community. This is a very common way as a CSR platform. And right now, what we're talking about is community affairs, like more engaging our colleagues into it, and like supporting the community in a way that we do not only give money, but then we also give our effort into it. The third thing is the third concept that I want to talk about is ESG, that is the environmental, social, and governance program that is emerged in the business. For example, when we talk about sustainable investing, when we talk about green finance, all these are more on like incorporating your social responsibility into your business. For example, if we are talking about crude oil company, for some of the banking or finance businesses, they may not lend money to those crude oil company because it's not a sustainable way of extracting resources. So, I think for this kind of, it's more sustainable that way because CSR has a limited budget, and you have to you do it on a more, yes, some of them may be a sustainable manner, like they do it on a yearly basis, but still it's not on the core of the business, right? But if we are talking about sustainable financing or that side of thing, is more like, you look into your client's business and you only finance its business if it is ethical or if it is sustainable. So this is another way, this is another concept, right? So when we are talking about CSR is a tiny circle, and bigger community affairs where we put in our effort into it, and CSR is in a bigger circle where you also support how your business runs as a concept, right? So yes, it's becoming more and more important, and you must hear about concepts like CSV, corporate share values, and having a purpose in your business, and to make your business sustainable in a way that you have to make sure what's in your business is sustainable and is ethical to the community as well.
Yeah, I agree that it's really nice to see that we are putting more emphasis on such values and the sustainability aspect of our actions. So now, lastly, what do you think the future trends for responsible investment would look like? For instance, within the bank or in the general community?
I would say yes, it will be becoming more important. The government has been pushing green finance, which means they lend money to those who are running a green business, and like such a bond as a bond and debenture format. And you can see that like government, corporates, and many organizations in the society, we are all looking at whether we can like finance the sustainable business. And like there are so many different formats, right? One thing is called social investing, social bonds. I'm not sure whether you heard about all these terms, but then like all these tell you that like there will be new formats in providing finance solutions. Like finance solutions used to be quite limited to like businesses, right? But then right now we are also looking at financing our charity or society work. For example, like when you finance charitable work, like if it can achieve somehow a target, like maybe original we said, 10 beneficiary. When we can reach 10 beneficiaries, then we can like have 3% what's it called as a return. Then we go back to the pool of funding and we finance the group of people, and then like we achieve the target, right? And you can see that it will be becoming more and more significant, this portion. And you can see like we are financing the society and social investing in a like more on a more long-term manner. And we do not only finance business, but we also finance this kind of charitable work, like what we do for business. I'm not sure whether COVID will change anything, but obviously COVID had made a great push towards more balanced society. Don't know.
Circularity of the
in
whole
the
economy.
circular.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Okay, I think we have heard a lot of the trends of responsible investment, and as a science student, it is our great pleasure to understand the investment industry, ranging from career prospects to responsible investment plan. And I guess that will be all the questions we have for Sindy today. And once again, we thank you for very much, Sindy, for participating in this interview for us. We have definitely gained with a lot of valuable insights and tips from you, and we believe that it will all be useful for our audience as well. And thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. My pleasure.
Thank you.